If everything feels really hard for you right now and you just don't want to do anything, you cannot just simply accomplish the things that you want to do because it's just hard. Out of nowhere, you don't feel any energy, just sit down and continue doing it. I understand you. This is my personal problem. And I'm gonna explain to you how you can actually solve your problem and how you can learn how to love doing hard stuff, especially when you don't feel like it. So, first thing first that you need to acknowledge is that sometimes heart is just a feeling, I would say. Not exactly the feeling, just simply your brain trying to calculate how much of, I would say, how much percentage of a success we would have. It would simply just sit down and do the things that we just said we're gonna do. So, for example, I'm gonna make a game. If you are already familiar with, for example, making games, and if you know how to make video games, your mind will calculate your just simply yeah, calculate your success and will say to you that yeah, we can actually make the games because we did it in the past. So why can't we do this right now? But sometimes if everything is just really hard and but sometimes when you just never try to do something, when it's just new for you, I recommend you to start really small, to really small. And for example, if you're just learning how to, so my personal problem is I really want to learn how to script, or I really want to make a really good more like videos. I really want to learn how to edit stuff. I really want to make this video looking good, but it's hard. I do know that scripting is really hard. It's just hard. I cannot sit there and write the scripting. So what I recommend you to do is to lower your first step, so that way your mind can calculate your success and can actually say, wait, yeah, we can actually do this. So for example, for this video, I didn't write the script, but for the previous videos, I had a just script. For example, I would talk about this, this, and this. I was just using a bullet points, I would say. Just simply talk about things that are matter in this video. For this video, I don't use it because I know what I need to talk about, and it's just pretty much waste of time for me. But technically, what you need to do is simply, for example, if you want to learn how to script, start with the basics. Start, for example, with bullet points. Just at least move to something. At least start your first step. And your first step should be the easiest. And when your brain will just acknowledge, yep, it's not actually that hard, just sit down and do it, then you can actually move on to bigger steps, to use even more steps. So for example, for this specific video, I just learned how to use two cameras, and it's just first time I'm ever doing this. It's not too complicated to just put my second camera here and just talk to it. It just would be hard for me in the past because I couldn't even manage with, for example, talking to one camera, and now I'm using two cameras. It was super hard for me in the past. Now at least I can just make this a little bit more interesting and to have two talking points, I would say. Just talk on one camera and to talk on the second camera at the same time. So yeah, as I said, you need to simply lower your baseline and make it as easy as possible to you to move towards doing something. Let me give you another example that will just make it more clear, I would say. When I was wanted to make a video game, I really meant it and wanted to just make super big video game with so many scripting, with so many stories and so much stuff, so much graphics, I would say. But because of this, because I was super ambitious, I would say, because my ambition was so much, and I really wanted to make a lot of stuff about this game, I was I did everything overcomplicated for me. It was unnecessary hard for me. Right for my first ever video game, I made everything so much hard. Why am I actually doing this? Well, as I realized, in order to make your first video game, you need to start really, really small. And your first video game can be, for example, a Flappy Bird, or even easier than this, just jumping rock or something like this. You need to lower your baseline just as low as possible. Whenever you can be actually just simply think that yeah, we can do this, then you can move on to something better and better and better and better. And one day you can actually acknowledge the fact that yo, we can actually make so hard video games, so big video games. Right now I'm working on my first game ever. And it's too complex to me, I would say. It is a lot of stuff that I need to learn. It is a lot of stuff that I really needed to do. I'm gonna try to redo the thing that I learned from the course that I was watching and to try to learn something about it more. I just try to simply recall the information. Then I'm gonna pick one little thing about it. So, for example, player controller, or let me use it, for example, spikes, or for example, UI, something like this, and try to make a little, for example, a minute long game about UI or about something that I'm simply learning to do. Why is that? Well, if I'll be, how to say, confident within myself that I can actually do the UI, simply menus, I would say, or let's say a death screens, or something, congratulations screen, or something like this, everything will be a lot more easier. If I'll be simply, I would say, believe in myself that I can do this, everything will be a lot more easier. So I hope that this video helped you, and now everything will be a lot more easier for you in the future. Just know that right now everything is hard. One day it will be easier. Just move and not stop. If this video helped you, subscribe, and if it doesn't, write down in the comments why it doesn't. So leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I really needed to just record this video. I really needed to start with recording this video right from this beginning. Art.